Hi there, Amanda Ledwig, Increase Expert. This week we've gotten lots of questions pertaining to PPP, two very specific questions or sets of questions. The first revolving around, now I've got my funding, what do I do next to ensure that I have everything in place for the follow-up? If we were the agents on your application, we will take care of that for you. We will be advising you on that and ensuring that those things happen timely on the tail end. However, if we were not the agents of your application and you completed the application on your own, we're actually not allowed to advise you on that part of PPP. However, the second question, I'm happy to say, got lots of people asking this question this week, and I am able to answer this one. And so the second question, very popular this week, was, I got my funding, how do I record it in QuickBooks? And that's an accounting question that I can help with. So first thing you need to do, you might grab a pen and paper because there's actually a few steps to this. So the first thing you need to do is go into your chart of accounts. That would be the same desktop or online. Go into your chart of accounts and you'll need to add a new account. This first account is going to be a liability account. So a big problem with misconception with PPP is that it is sort of free money. And so we've already seen folks posting it to some type of income account. That is incorrect. When you receive PPP, the funds are issued to you as a loan. And after a period of time, then you will be reviewed to find out if your loan is going to be forgiven. That is not 100% guaranteed. And from our understanding, there is full forgiveness and then there's some partial forgiveness. And so we don't know yet until all of your paperwork is complete. You really don't have any way of knowing for certain that your loan is going to be forgiven. So because of that, and just to have correct accounting, because right now, if you've received the funding, it is not yet been forgiven. So correct accounting will be, the first step will be when you make your deposit, it's going to come from a new liability account that you'll set up. And you may call that rescue funds, you might call it PPP loan, something that will help you remember where that money came from. And then later on, after you've completed all of your forgiveness paperwork and you have a final approval from the bank, that is the time that you will then convert from a liability to an other income account. So when you're in your chart of accounts setting up your liability, you might as well go in and set up an other income account, because we're hoping and wishing for everyone that it is forgiven on the back end. So set up your liability account and then you're going to set up an other income account. So other income, of course, being income received by the business, but not the income that your business was formed to generate. So things we see in other income are interest income or a dealer discount from when you file your sales tax in Virginia. Those types of things are other income accounts. And so you're going to create an other income account. And if your loan is forgiven, you will then move the balance of the loan, or however much was forgiven, you will move from the liability account and move it then into the other income account. So 2 steps here. We need 2 accounts on our chart of accounts. We're going to be in the liability account first, and later on, if any or all of your loan is forgiven, you will then transfer to an other income account. If your loan is not forgiven or only partially forgiven, then you will, in the liability account, treat it exactly the same as you would any other loan. You will post the interest monthly, and when you make the payments, you will post to that account until the balance is paid in full. Hope that's helpful. And we also want to encourage anyone who has not yet applied for PPP to contact us, because if you did not get PPP in this first round, we are still working with some people on preparing an application, because we're hearing from banks that they are going to continue to accept applications until there is a decision made about PPP getting refunded. So they're taking in the applications, and if the funds are re-upped, they will be immediately putting those applications through. And so because we know they're doing that, we want to make sure that our clients are sort of in the front of that line rather than waiting for the funds to re-up and then submitting an application, which could then once again put at risk for not getting the application through before the funds are once again depleted. So if you'd like to schedule a call to do that, certainly you'll see the link below. We can talk to you about getting you through, at least preparing your application and getting it to a bank who's still taking applications until we learn more information.